Back at it, talking Raptors Brad basketball with Sherm, Hamilton, Jevohn, Shepard. The next opponent, the Golden State Warriors. Before we get into the X's and O's of what the Raptors need to do to slow down this team, what do we have to say about this Warriors team? Because one of the couple of years back, we counted them out, and they won a championship. And they've been trending downwards for most of the year. A little bit of a recent uptick we talked about before we got on air. How do you assess this Warriors team right now, Jevohn?
Watch out, right? They're healthy. You got back CP.
21-game absence.
But more importantly, and if you asked me this a couple weeks ago, I would have said, move him. But Draymond is a big part. He's the reason why this team is clicking and moving right now. He puts that battery in their back.
I hate to say it.
Yeah, but it's the reality of it. He puts the battery in their back. I think you have Clay now that's playing. He stopped feeling sorry for himself.
Ooh.
And he's got back his confidence. He's got his swagger going on. I think Kuminga, he benefited the most when all those guys were out because he got to play extended minutes. He got to play through his mistakes. They also start to use him, advancing the ball up the floor and handling it a bit to get Curry off the ball and, initiate some of their
Props
offense.
to Kuminga for calling out the coaching staff for a bigger role. They responded.
I don't know if he –
Yeah.
But, the reality is now, this team has championship pedigree. They have experience. You have Andrew Wiggins that's resurfacing again as well. So the pieces are there. And then you have Steph Curry, right? So I think with this group right here, you really have – if I'm in the West, I'm looking out for them.
They're like the Spurs of old.
Yeah, to me, one of the big moves they made as well is they brought Clay off the bench.
Yeah.
That gave Clay a totally different feel, a totally different outlook, and he's kind of come alive a bit. So, if they can capture that shooting magic that they possess that really paralyzed the league for a while,
Yeah.
if they can get that back, they can be a problem. But I just don't know if could they be past their prime or their real peak, their superpowers?
They're past.
And can they capture that stuff again? But this is still a championship team, as Jevohn said. This is a team that knows what it takes to get there. I just don't know if they have the tank to get there at this point. But, that team gets hot and starts shooting the ball the way we know they can in a 7-game series.
Unrivaled.
Oh, my goodness.
I think one thing that could hurt them, and obviously
Are you rapping right now? Look here.
I'm in the booth.
Okay, spit it.
Come on, man.
Okay.
The one thing that can hurt them is the lack of size, right? And teams really dominating them there. But to Sherm's point, if they catch fire shooting the basketball, I think that's the great equalizer in this game right now, like we all know. But you have two of the best shooters that this game has ever seen.
Yeah, and there's teams that are better than them. Let's keep it real. There are teams in the West that are better than them.
Lost the Nuggets.
Yeah, the Clippers, you could argue, is there are two. But ultimately, it's still a championship team at one point. And can they be that team again? I don't think they can.
Okay.
However, that magic can be captured again.
Okay, so what do the Raps need to do? Give me some terms, Sherm. What 'cause I know the Raptors are really good on the break.
Well, yeah, you got to defend the three-point line, obviously. You got to match Steph's movement in some way, shape, or form. You got to be very active. Maybe you double team and get the ball out of his hands. But you also got to stick to what you do well. The Raptors are very good in the open floor. They've got to get out in transition. They're very good in creating turnovers and scoring off those turnovers. Golden State's a small team in the front, as Jevohn said. You got to crash their glass and create second-chance opportunities and punish them in their paint. Attack downhill. Don't settle for threes. So if they can do those things, they have a chance to give themselves a win. But you got to execute consistently for 48 minutes.
And the biggest thing for me is on the defensive end is discipline, right? Because this team has a number of guys that are capable of putting the ball in the hole, but they also move a lot off of the basketball, right? So defending cuts, communicating on cuts and screens and so forth is going to be extremely important. You're not going to be able to stop two things. You're not going to be able to stop both things, Steph Curry and the off-ball actions, but you can't get beat by both.
All right. Steph Curry back in Toronto for the first time since the 2019 NBA Championships. So the fans are going to be excited at Scotiabank Arena. Do remember it's on both Sportsnet and Sportsnet The Fan 590. 7:30 tip-off, Warriors, Raptors. That does it for us. We'll see you guys next week. Deuces.
Thanks for watching the Toronto Raptors YouTube channel. Check out our latest videos and subscribe for more.
Trent answers back. Gary, sidestep. Three.